welcome back. Today we're gonna continue where we left off. I'm gonna play for a little while again, and then I'm going to finish the drawing that I did last time. Okay, so I had to recreate the stream because I accidentally started it a second ago and did so as a child's stream, and so it didn't have comments or anything. Okay. Let's keep going. I finished a lot of the main story, so I'm running around in Hogwarts attire today. Ah yes, a poppy quest. Perfect. Let's go with this one. So I've really enjoyed most of the story so far. Up on the broom because it shows a little bit more stuff at a distance. Oh, these frogs. Okay. First things first. Treasure chest. And another treasure chest. Can I just like bypass the frogs by hopping on a broom or something? There's one. There's two. I mean, the frogs are cool and all, but sometimes I don't really want to jump around using a bunch of teleport things. Not if I don't have to. Right. Now back to the poppy quest. Some of these conversations in this game start as soon as you walk in. Okay. As someone who's not played or read any of the books, I've sure learned a lot about various pieces of lore from these games. Funny how that works sometimes, watching and streaming at the same time. welcome. Glad you could join us. Can't hear the game sound.
I believe that I know the very place.
Please, go on.
How
I have
about
seen that symbol
how about now?
on a rock facing the cliffs of the forest. You should make haste there. The snidgets that have been kept there for so many years may no longer be safe.
You said you divined a series of events before our paths crossed. What were they?
I saw the arrival of a strange.
Some of the voices have this weird reverberation effect. Is it too overwhelming for my voice? Is it competing too much? Do I need to turn the game's voice down?
Poachers are the enemy, and the old friends are the snidgets. I also saw two places tied to these events: the cave with the moonstone and the henge. The latter was bathed in moonlight.
What makes you so sure the symbol is where the snidgets are?
I do not know. It is what I have read in the stars. Fortunes play out as they are intended. I am a messenger. I shall say that fortune favors us today. That you would show me a symbol whose provenance I recognize is not coincidence, but fate.
All right.
If you're right about this place,
Let's find some snidgets.
I shall see you there. I cannot afford to lose the snidgets once again.
Okay, I hope that's pointing in the right direction. It's a little confusing at times when it's like overlaying the standard story marker. Are we on the other side of the castle? Right, where is the story marker? I suppose when in doubt, just keep flying towards it. I don't want the man behind the moons. I think that's where it's currently pointing me. See, I knew something was off. There we go. To teleport or to fly? My voice drowns out the game. Just trying to find a balance so the game doesn't drown me out either.
Revelio.
I've not been down here yet.
Confringo!
Why did I never learn how to swim?
Sure, we're here.
Going for a swim?
Goodness no. Though I'm beginning to think I really should learn how to swim. Can't very well be liaison to the mer people if I don't know how to swim.
You're a liaison to the merchant.
So I can shove her in the water?
Technically.
I mean, it doesn't let me,
no.
but that was my
And
first
not
thought.
yet. The position doesn't actually exist at the moment, but I have a plan to change that. I'm Nerida, by the way. Nerida Roberts. We didn't officially meet, but we dueled in the Crossed Swans Club.
If you could call that a
Of
duel.
course. Good to see you again.
And you.
You seem quite interested in mer people.
I am. And they're as misunderstood and disregarded by wizard kind as goblins and centaurs are. I feel that if goblins and centaurs have liaison officers at the ministry, then the mer people should have one too.
I'm impressed. I think reaching out to the mer people is a grand idea.
You do? Oh, thank you. Of course I haven't exactly done anything just yet. I presented them with a gift a few weeks ago, and they wanted to leave me one as well, in one of their caves. Reciprocity and an offer to visit. I tried telling them I couldn't swim, but I'm afraid that bit got lost in translation. Mermish really is tricky.
Mermish, huh?
What is it about the mer people that interests you so much?
I can't begin to tell you how brilliant they are. I mean, rumor is that tales about them have infiltrated even the Muggle world. The
I mean,
oldest
that's
known
true.
people, sirens, come from Greece. And of course Scotland has Selkies and Ireland is home to Merrows. I could go on for ages about them. Their glorious underwater communities, domestication of sea
I feel like mythology is probably a lot more,
It's a travesty how little is understood about them.
how do I say this? I bet the wizarding world connects a lot more with mythology because there's a lot more truth behind them for them, and they can locate different facts about them that are just remain myth in our world.
What do you imagine a liaison to the mer people would do?
Oh, so many things. I want to know everything I can about them. After I mastered swimming, I get my mermish, of course, and I'd share with them anything they wanted to know about wizard kind. My hope is that by understanding each other better, both
Sometimes
societies
you just
can
need to have some
grow.
chocolate.
How has wizard kind fallen short in its treatment of mer people?
Well, we've consistently deemed mer people as being beneath us despite the many similarities between our cultures. One can hardly blame them for declining being status by the ministry years ago. Who are we to classify those of such beauty and intelligence?
The ministry can decide who's a being
Well,
and
I
who's
can
not.
swim and can help you if you'd like.
You'd really do that? Oh, thank you! Thank you, thank you! The last thing I want is for them to think I'd shunned their gift. Diplomacy is a delicate dance. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think you can dive down to their cave from just there in the water.
I suppose Poppy and the
I can't
Snidgets can wait a
to hear
moment.
about what you find. One day soon, I'll see for myself.
Down we go.
Look at this place. Did the mer people really leave Nerida an artifact? Expelliarmus! Lumos! Confringo! Now then, I'll need you to come with me.
Can I pick up more than one? Doesn't look like it.
Now for the rest of you.
A 3-moth door.
Wingardium Leviosa!
One of these days I'll get the correct spell.
Lumos!
Not quite Valentine's chocolate. On that note, you might know the answer to this question. For the FGO event, if you already have previously collected chocolate from a servant in a previous Valentine's, do they give you a different one this year, or is it just considered as you already got chocolate from them previously?
Nerida will be happy about this. Revelio! Confringo!
Whoopee! Alright. Man, this guy should be in the Olympics or something, the way he can hop that high out of the water and get on a broom.
Your gift from the mer people was exactly
Another of the same chocolate. Okay, that's what I was
That's
wondering.
wonderful news. I was so worried I'd left it too long and they'd seen it as a slight. Our relationship with them is already so tenuous.
And I'm glad we helped to foster some healthy diplomatic relations.
Merlin's beard. It's marvelous.
Every one of those options where it's like, I'm gonna keep it, I'm always like, should I select that or not?
Thank you again so much. You may have just helped improve relations between wizard kind and mer people for decades to come.
Decades,
I
huh?
can't wait to study this.
I demand space for calling my mount. No space on the stairs, and yet I can summon it on straight up out of the water. Makes a lot of sense. All right, autopilot, do your thing. There's little hints in this game that appear to be pointing towards the books here and there. Man, maybe I should have just flu powdered. Ow. 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 Ow.
An astronomy table. Should prove useful once the sun's down.
Interrupt a charging Mongol with the pulsar, huh? Come on, mongrel. I dare ya. And I'll probably get hurt just by daring. Is he stuck or something? There we go. Man, hit him so hard he popped right out of his fur.
How remarkable.
I got here as soon as I could.
Did you see the symbol above the entrance? It's the one the mooncalves made at the Henge. Of course Doran implied as much, but to see it up there...
Could this actually be where the Snidger came?
Well, I'm officially out of chocolate.
Doran's waiting for us just up ahead.
I'm ready if you are.
Can you believe it? Actual Snidgets. I'm glad we seem to be a step ahead of the poachers.
It is a little strange we haven't heard anything from them.
If we're lucky, they're still poring over Gran's research. There was a fair amount.
I'll leave the
We,
Neasels
on
for
the
now.
other hand, had Doran to guide us. Even if the poachers do somehow stumble upon this place, we shall be long gone.
Accio,
Greetings.
I hope we haven't kept you waiting long, Doran.
Not at all. Then again, it is not I who awaits your arrival. Do you have the moonstone with you?
We do.
Good. It is as important to what happens next as both of you are.
So, what does happen next? What are these pillars here?
A safeguard, I suspect. There is only one way to find out. And as
Right.
for how to go about that, the two of you may know better than anyone.
Puzzles. How do we make this work?
Accio.
center of the pillars move at all?
I'm sure they do, Poppy. I'm sure they do. Exactly how, I'm still trying to sort out. Oh, one is bright like the sun and the other is like the moon.
Bombarder. Repulsor. Stupendo.
8 legs is simply too many. The character didn't say it, so I thought I'd say it for him. Let's see. Where's that symbol? There it is.
Leviosa.
Wrong spell.
Accio.
Wrong target. Did I do that, or did Poppy throw that out?
Accio.
Don't think it was me. I did something wrong.
Perhaps it has to do with the light and the darkness.
Yes, Poppy, I'm sure it does.
Accio.
Hmm. Okay, it's shining through it. It's not count. Okay, it did activate it. Can I move this other one?
Accio.
Perhaps it has to do with the light and the darkness.
Where are you? This one, the one that kind of looks like a Klingon battle weapon.
Accio.
It's more than one way to deal with some spiders.
Perhaps it has to do with the light and the darkness.
So we lit up that symbol. I feel like I need to get the sun to move up to the next one. How do I do that?
Accio.
Okay, but it still didn't move up.
Perhaps it has to do with the light in the darkness.
Okay, let's just go deal with these.
I sincerely hope we never have to do that again.
Good old Bombarda. Okay. Back to puzzle solving. That would make for an interesting crossover. Okay. Where's a Ravenclaw when you need one? So there is not a moon symbol one? Or am I just blind? Oh no, it's right there.
Perhaps it has to do with the light in the darkness.
Nope, 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 other way, other way, other way. So lighting up the sun and the moon doesn't do it. Practice my bird calls, huh? The only thing that came to mind is like Gandalf with and calling it eagles, or calling it eagle. Can't I just, bombard my way in? As one would hope.
Perhaps it has to do with the light in the darkness.
Let's see. Outer and inner.
Perhaps it has to do with the light in the darkness.
Accio.
Then
Perhaps it has to do with the light and the darkness. That did it! Look, Doran, a doorway.
I suspect we all know what lies beyond that passage. And now, I'm afraid I must leave you. At least for a time.
You're not coming in with us.
If the Snidgets are here, the herd will want to see the truth for themselves.
kind of position between some of these.
Especially. Go on without me. I will join as soon.
The gilded perch. Well, now I'll practice my bird calls. Tweet, 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 tweet.
Revelio. So many books.
You haven't seen my grand study.
Ow. I know it doesn't look anything like it, but doing this makes me think about the dash from Mega Man.
Creatures. This place must have been built to protect them. They had nothing to fear.
Expelliarmus. What makes you say that?
The
Confringo.
Pope camps always felt oppressive. It's hard to explain, but the feeling was palpable. At least to me. The
Ancient
sense I get
monies.
here is of safety and calm. Quite the opposite of the poacher camps.
It's fun playing a game where they like give you a reason to loot the plant life. There you are.
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Leviosa.
And up. There's always a way up. There is, however, not always a way through.
Confringo. Lumos.
Lumos!
Let's finish exploring around first.
Confringo.
Okay, that's fair.
Leviosa. Confringo.
Part of me wants to be like, alright, Poppy, hit me. So that I can
To get through.
hold another potion.
Lumos.
Lumos!
Ah, Devil's Snare.
Confringo. Lumos.
Lumos! Lumos!
Revelio. Lumos. Whoever built this place certainly liked to read.
And the books are all about creatures.
Gosh,
Bran would love it here.
She would. I can't wait to tell her all about it.
part of me thinks it would be so much fun if I could actually visit a place with a ton of books like that and then just, you know, have time to read them all. Though, in a lot of ways, I suppose Kindle's not too different these days.
Leviosa.
It's practically a library in your pocket. I'll come back for that in a second. Alright, is there anything? A hidden treasure bag?
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Leviosa.
Looks like fire to me.
Confringo. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
Of course. How clever. Look at this place.
Revelio. Bombarda.
Those must not be the snitches, but they're apparently.
What was that?
Not dog, not society.
And you.
Ready your wands. The fight has only just begun.
And that's not what I wanted. I think that one might be my favorite. That works. Was not paying attention. Loot before bad guys. Is that everyone?
That was all of them.
Are the two of you unharmed? I had hoped to return before it was too late.
We're fine, but if you hadn't got here when you did, I led them here, Doran.
You fought with us against your kind. I am proud to have witnessed this. I now believe all that finish your work here, brother. All the events you divined have not yet come to pass.
Thank you, Centaur. Maybe someday you will be as dangerous as I am. So if he's better with clues, he's feeling of a book is a special feeling of its own. You're right. So if the Centaur's better with clues than I am for things like this, he's welcome to stay.
There they are.
Time to make some omelets.
Is to break the charm.
You want us to... I only ever wanted to see them safe, which they are. You should do it.
But I only know how to just cast destructive magic. Alright. They're not blown up or cooked, so I think it worked.
Merlin, they're lovely.
Well, so much for
What
breakfast.
happens now? They can't care for themselves, and surely once word gets out of their appearance...
No harm will come to them. The centaurs will see to that. You have my word.
Good.
Thank
You take them.
God.
I have enough animals to
Help
watch
us
as it
to
is.
find them and to fight for them.
It is you who deserves the merit, child. You did what the poachers would never have. Remember that. You both fought bravely today. Allow us to carry the mantle from here.
If it's all right, Doran, I think I'd like to stay behind and spend a little more time with the Snidgets.
Alright, Poppy, you go right ahead. I've got more destructive matters to attend to. I'm not sure there's any more place for me in this cave. Just make sure I didn't miss any loot. It's nice to have a spell that helps you see everything you miss. I know I could have gone around it, but it's not the same. Alright, I think we've probably got just about everything. Oh yeah, the Wiggenweld potion. Trying to keep track of the time, because if I don't, I'll end up, instead of being play and draw, it'll just end up playing. Alright, you animals are lucky I'm not on the capturing mood tonight.
Eight legs is simply too many.
Yep.
Stone walls do a prison, mate.
Right. Where's the last one? Landing's unavailable right now. What about from this direction? Man, they're gonna make me walk for it. Sorry, just a little bit of ticklish feeling in my throat tonight.
That wasn't too hard.
I need to go get some water in a moment.
Revelio.
Okay. Time to go help out with some missing cabbages. I take it back. I like dealing with trolls more.
Revelio.
You can't imagine how inconvenient.
Oh, yes, I can.
Not sure how I'd fare in a little place like this. Is everything all right?
If the Hamlet sent you here to talk to me about... I know what I have to do. It's not every day a girl has to put down her own troll. I should be allowed to work up to it.
Her own troll.
Own your own troll.
I thought that's why you were here. I'm sorry. I suppose if you spend enough time with trolls, you forget your manners. I'm Alexandra. I didn't mean to be short with you. With Ranrock's lot seemingly everywhere, I thought the Hamlet could use a bit more security. But my plan has gone awry. I apologized when he almost trampled half the Hamlet yesterday. He just needs more time. But everyone wants him gone. They think it's mad, my training a troll. Impossible even.
It certainly takes a lot of courage to try, I'll give you that.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. I wish others felt the same. But I suppose I understand why everyone feels so concerned. What made me think I could train him? I should have learned from Barnabas the Barmy. But he's my soul and my problem. I'll be honest. I'm afraid I won't be able to take care of him. He's stronger than any troll I've ever encountered. I wish I knew someone else who could do it.
I'm not thrilled at the prospect, but I'll consider it.
Oh, no. I didn't mean to suggest that you should do it. In fact, you should avoid the area just southwest of here. At least until I work up the courage to do what needs to be done.
I think the main thing we need to figure out is who keeps taking them out of the dungeon and then deal with them.
Troll on the loose near a hamlet. That could be devastating. I
Well,
take it
do
you're
this the easy
Alexander's
way.
friend. Wingardium Leviosa. One less. I feel awful for Alexandra, but the hamlet needed to be saved from that troll. Revelio.
Never let it be said there's no place for dark magic in this world. At least in my world. Social graces and etiquette. Week 2, elocution. Well, okay then. That's kind of funny, honestly. Alright, lady. Your troll's as dead as a doornail.
It's done, Alexandra. I took care of him.
My troll? What? Oh, I don't know what to say. Thank you. I wish things could have turned out differently for him.
I didn't know if she was about to say,
There wasn't much you could have done. He was
don't know what to
beyond
say about
training.
that.
Tried to kill me the entire time.
Goodness. I'm glad you're all right.
That seems a little far-fetched since he never even got to swing at me.
Had already crafted a monument for whoever eventually defeated that troll. It was troll something or other.
Slayer?
Yes, that was it. I suppose it's your title now. I need some time on my own. But truly, thank you for what you did.
Troll Slayer, who vanquished the
Slayer. Has a nice ring to it.
the unstoppable troll with one spell before it even got to attack him.
Did you deliver the Chinese chomping cabbages to my friend Bernard yet?
Nope,
Mr. Thistlewood.
Well, I wonder if you might...
I already know about that. I want...
Very well, sir.
Oh, thank you.
I just want to see the wares.
What do you have for sale?
Now, how can I help?
You can let me sell my junk. Right, now...
I hope to see you again soon.
Now it's time to go take care of some cabbages. Or I go talk to Poppy. Poppy can wait, cabbages cannot.
I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
Here I come, cabbages. Honestly, all the cabbages in this game remind me of the cabbage guy from Avatar: The Last Airbender. I need to totally Avada Kedavra this guy. Alright, Quagmire. Wrong spell. Probably not a good thing my character has so much killing intent. So they said you have to actually mean it when using the spells, and yeah. Let's just say his spells always work. Except once. It was more of an issue with the boss lock, probably. There are a few bosses in this game you cannot Avada Kedavra.
This could prove dangerous. That crate of Chinese chopping cabbages is somewhere in this camp.
Your life ends here. Where others see darkness, I see bright.
What happened? Calamity.
Right.
The very moment.
We shall use cabbages to restore cabbages.
Like eventually. Harlow never hurt anyone who didn't. If it isn't, I'll get that couple.
Right, how the cabbages do? There's nothing like weaponized cabbages.
That's one crate in hand. Only need one more.
Those cabbages are dangerous. You can bring down a troll with those things. Gosh darn it. There's a few landlocked areas. They will not let you walk or fly through them. Can't dismount here, huh? Can I just teleport there? This way? Okay, where is it?
Seems a pleasant enough little place.
Oh.
Handy resource indeed.
I don't typically do that on my broom, so it's kind of funny to,
I can see why Feldcroft needs help. Ranrock's loyalists are hiding out near Feldcroft. They must have the to Chinese chomping cabbages. You'll be
I'm sure you have. There's more than one way to deal with the goblin. Alright, where's the cabbages?
Revelio. That's all the crates of Chinese chomping cabbages. I'd better go and see Mr. Thistlewood's friend at Feldcroft.
That's kind of funny. The fact that it adds it to my own inventory instead of like some kind of quest item inventory. Oh.
Why is it crackle? You there you are.
Gracious! You only have Ranrock to blame.
Every time he says, "You've only got Ranrock to blame," I'm part of me like, well, I mean, that's not entirely true. I mean, I know what he's saying, but...
Not sure how.
Hello there. Do you have a special delivery for my dear friend, Eddie?
Hello, Mr. Eddie Thistlewood sent me.
Yes, he told me to expect you. Do you have the Chinese chomping cabbages?
Yes.
I have them right here.
Marvelous. This will go a long way towards protecting the hamlet from Ranrock's loyalists. The same foul curs who, I'm willing to guess, intercepted them in the first place, along with Rookwood's lot. Feldcroft owes a debt of gratitude to you and Eddie. Thank you for your help.
It's a little weird.
How do you and Eddie know each other?
Going some of these after you've already beat, like, Rookwood and you've already beat Ranrock, and they're still talking about...
Surprised to get his
Like they don't acknowledge
Chinese
that.
chomping cabbage scheme. He was always one to go out of his way to help another.
Do you have any idea why the goblins are attacking Feldcroft?
No clue. I used to think it was because of its strategic location, but now it's as if they were looking for something. I will admit, however, that I don't know what they could possibly be looking for.
Well, since we're here,
At last, some reinforcements. Hopefully this is enough to thwart the goblins. You mentioned you're welcome to stop by anytime.
You know what works real good against goblins is a well-placed Avada Kedavra.
Hello, Hamora.
Personally, I mean,
Revelio.
if someone's trying to kill you or your family and
Who lives here?
you can defend yourself with a spell, I don't think that makes you bad for, defending yourself. Or is it more that the intent is to actually hurt the other person and the intent is to protect yourself? Alright. We are not going to fly back to the Great Hall, we're just going to teleport there. I had a lot of fun exploring around initially, but fast traveling at this point is kind of nice.
Just the person I was hoping to see.
I see Doran finally convinced you to leave the Snidgets.
If anyone could keep them out of poacher hands, it's the centaurs. And I wanted to thank you. When the poachers ambushed us, it was nice not to face them alone.
You can always count on me for a fight when it comes to poachers.
That makes two of us. I am glad you came to Hogwarts. It's already been my best year. I wouldn't want a repeat of Horntail Hall, of course, but I did enjoy the Three Broomsticks. Had no idea how lovely it was there.
Had you never been to the Three Broomsticks?
I used to spend most of my time with Highwing, and well, I don't know how Serona feels about hippogriffs popping in for a butterbeer.
I suppose that's fair.
The only one I would have gone with. Or Gran, of course.
Nothing wrong with that. Highwing's good company.
She is. Although I am beginning to see the appeal of human friends. It was nice to talk about my parents and Gran with someone, and share Highwing.
I don't suppose you've heard anything from your parents, have you?
I haven't, but I'm perfectly fine with that.
Does your Gran know that we found the Snidgets?
I couldn't hold it in any longer. I told her everything. She was livid that I'd been anywhere near the poachers, but she confessed that she was rather envious about the Snidgets.
It has all been a pleasure, Poppy.
One thing interesting about the
Don't know that I can.
game is
We've
like,
taken on poachers twice now, successfully.
I kind of wish there was more expansion on some of these
And
stories.
centaurs as allies. I might actually go looking for trouble.
Like how
You and I should
does the
make
relationship with
buses.
Poppy continue to develop, or Sebastian, or Ominous, or any one of the other characters. Or Natty, for example. Be curious to know how Natty finds peace going on. Hey, Myrtle. I don't know if it's actually Myrtle or not, but it sure looks like her. Alright, what next? The Dandelion Keys. I've been putting off this quest for a while. Where am I? About 2/3 of the way, a little over halfway to level 34. So the House Cup quest unlocks at level, yeah, way too early. But so the house I'd say she was more of an Easter egg. The whole House Cup thing unlocks at level 34. So you kind of just wandering around until that unlocks. I'm trying to decide what to do in the meantime. Alright, I'll go do this one. Time for one Reyes to visit another one. It was kind of fun that there was another character in the game with my last name. Or is she inside the ring or outside?
Hey you, Gryffindor.
Imelda Reyes? Albie Week sent me.
Dude, you can't even pronounce the last name correctly.
Still tinkering with his
And it's your
broom,
own last
no
name.
doubt. I tried to help him once. He nitpicked my flying technique, and that was the end of that. The nerve. Why is he roping you into his broom testing silliness? You've barely started flying from what I know. Caught wind of you showing off in flying class with Clopton.
I don't know what people have said, but I certainly wasn't showing off.
Tell that to the rest of the school. But it doesn't matter. Everyone knows that class is only for beginners, troublemakers, and bumbling baboons. But for some reason, now people think you're competition. I can't be having that.
Perhaps I am competition.
You're not even Slytherin. Could be a useless squib for all I know. Enough of this. Only one way to find out who's the better flyer. I hold one of the fastest times on this course. Let's see if you can beat it. Slytherin versus Gryffindor.
Can you tell me more about these courses?
Stalling, 5th year. Fine, I'll humor you. This course demands focus. Requires you to anticipate speed and height before every turn. The others test stamina. 3 courses in all, built ages ago by former students. Since Black cancelled Quidditch, it was these courses or nothing. I made them popular again. Got the whole school hungry to compete. So, let's see what you've got, 5th year.
Actually, why not? I could beat your record.
I'm so looking forward to seeing you lose.
Man, she is easily the most competitive character I've met in this game.
Success.
Now, why are you stopping? Ah.
Brilliant.
Ugh. Ugh. Missed one. Ugh.
Made it.
Gosh. So, flying is definitely one of my weaker points in this game. Ugh. No, it's not fun. I do not care for flying the broom very much, but you know, could be worse. Yeah. 19. Pretty sure I missed that one.
Did it. That wasn't too bad.
I only missed one ring. Definitely missed it. Assume that probably won't count though since I missed the one.
That's not... You cheated you. Oh, fine. You won. Don't think this is over. You can't determine skill from one single trial.
Surely my win means something.
You're not terrible, but you're still going to have to prove yourself if you want to earn my respect.
Honestly, my character doesn't even have my respect right now. He can't even say his own last name.
From the likes of you, all you do is insult people.
You and everyone else need to get a thicker skin. Anyway, I'm moving on to the next course. It's near Irondale and offers a much tougher challenge. You can try to prepare by racing this course again. Just check in at the podium, where the leaderboard is. You can check your time and start the race. We'll see next time if your win here was more than just a fluke. Whilst on an errand for Albie Weeks.
I suspect Mr. Weeks will be glad to hear how I fared.
I'm more interested in this. Charlotte Morrison.
Hello. Are you here for someone as called?
That I am. Don't expect to be as lucky as you were in crossed wands. Speaking of which, care to play a match?
Of course, Charlotte.
Then may the best summoner win.
Okay.
Accio! Precisely as planned.
Okay.
Accio!
Sting me with a billywig. I'll never top that. Accio!
Why not?
Precisely as planned. Nice technique. Accio! Precisely as planned.
She says that, even though
Accio!
I stopped her from getting into the next one. Nope, 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 nope. Ah.
You almost beat me there, but I almost beat you too.
Okay, so I tied it. That's not what I meant to do.
Hard luck. Care for another round?
Absolutely.
I did not expect that.
That's the spirit.
That's funny, actually. I didn't know you could do that.
Accio! Precisely
What
as
in
planned.
the world? Okay.
Accio!
Nice technique. Accio!
It's nice to know you can change a person's score by moving their things around. Okay.
Precisely as planned. Sting me with a billywig. I'll never top that. Accio! Precisely as planned.
Jeez, I feel like I put it almost anywhere and
Accio!
That works.
Nice technique. Wow, you are good.
Glad I have that one recorded for posterity. I kind of liked that ending.
I'm not too proud to admit when I've lost. Where did you learn to play like that?
I practice as much as I can.
Practice, eh? I suppose I could try that. Well, you've only one opponent left now. I won't say more than that, but let's just say he's the best for a reason.
So if I just wait here, will the other person walk up? You coming up here? No? What if we wait until daytime? Or I guess it was daytime. Oh, so much for that. Gonna have to wait. I think I've been playing for about an hour now, so it might be just about time to switch to drawing. Alright. Level 34, I'll have to wait. Got a drawing to finish. Let's see. There we go. Sorry, just flipping through a few ways for things to look. Alright, so this is where I left off last time. I think tonight we'll start throwing some colors at it. Let's see. Okay, one layer there. I'm going to set this one to multiply so I can actually do some coloring underneath it. That was fun. I've really been enjoying the game. Technically has gloves on, but I want to at least think about that as a normal hand for a moment. Let's see. Where did I put that screenshot? Another thing that might be fun to do soon is another miniature painting stream. I take too many pictures. Where is my phone? Maybe I have it on there. There he is. Perfect. So sometimes I just grab the airbrush and I just kind of throw some light tones and some light hues on here just to get an idea kind of what I want before I start committing to any colors. That one is way too on the straight green side, on the blue side you could say. So it's almost kind of a silvery brown. But more on the gray side. And then the pants are honestly just kind of gray as well. Bigger. Thank you. I actually have never painted anything with Sai before. I normally use it for coloring, but not the painting portion of things. Hello. Farts? I have no idea what you mean by that, but welcome. Let's see. Let's see. Let's try to keep the chat clean, please. On the brownish side. Okay. The light is green, so green is a cool color, so we're going to have a warmer shadow color. So let's go with something like this. And then we, like I said, green light source. So let's throw this. That is way too light. I like the way the brush is blending. That's honestly really nice behavior for a default brush. The way the colors just kind of blend together. position a little bit. That looked a lot better than I expected as far as like that default blending. It's really nice. Okay, let's do it that in here a little bit. Very subtle. Okay, that works really well. Try to get some of this green back over here. So I think it would be reflecting kind of all the way. I guess not reflective, but casting the light kind of back that way as well. And anything pointing up that isn't also pointing away from the light. Going to be catching quite a bit of that reflective color. Keep calling it reflective because it is actually reflecting the green off of whatever the surface is. This will probably be the last stream I do for something related to Hogwarts. Now that I've kind of finished the story, I want to move on to something else. I was thinking maybe where I'd go next is I've been trying to get into Starforged, Ironsworn Starforged. It is a solo tabletop RPG, and so instead of like Dungeons and Dragons, which is more designed for playing with other people, Starforged is more designed to allow you to play either with a small group of players or play a solo role-playing campaign. And so I think I'd like to try that. And then, so I'd be playing a little bit of the session, and then I would be drawing either a character or a scene from the session. And that just kind of sounds like a fun thing to try. Okay, need to get some darker colors in there, into the shadow areas where we don't already have clearly defined shadows. Good. I'm glad you'd like to see that. I was curious if there would be any interest in playing Starforged that way. It's good to know that there is. These technically are not brown, but if I just paint them gray, they're going to look kind of boring. So I'm going to hit this first because it's the shadow color opposite this green. And then it's probably should actually even be pushing my reds a little bit more, but I'm going to stick with this brown color because I think it contrasts very well. The other thing was, if I'm doing draw and plays, I don't want to just, like, so many people play video games for the play portions of what they do. I wanted to do something just a little different, so I thought solo role-playing and then drawing after that would probably be just a little different. Work on this blast over here. It's weird trying to give like the light its own shadowy sections, because it's not like overlapping light doesn't necessarily behave that way, but I'm not always sure how to paint it otherwise. I like to paint zoomed out for as long as I can. That way I can see as much of the image at once. But also, this is how people are going to be seeing the image generally, is from this kind of zoomed out state. Very few people are going to actually zoom in to look at the final image. And so for me, it's most important to work on it the way that people will be seeing it. Because if, for example, if there's something bothering me zoomed in and then I zoom out and you can't even tell it's there, it's not likely to bother most other people. Hey, how's it going? Welcome, Hollow. Just painting some Hogwarts Legacy stuff tonight. I was playing the game a little earlier and then wanted to... I'm trying to do some play-in draws on my channel now. Yeah, I was saying I try to work further out like this because that's how people are going to see the image generally. Most people don't zoom in to see a final image. That's usually something only other painters are going to do, or kind of enthusiasts. But a lot of people, when they see a cool image, they'll be like, "Oh, that image is cool," and then they're going to leave it at that. So I try to take that into account when I'm working on something. He is, in fact, yes. Thank you, I'm glad it looks good. Yeah, my character build, he's a good character who likes to, who's not afraid of the dark arts. For all the unforgivables in Hogwarts Legacy, they've all got the green thing going on. I'm going to zoom in just a tad bit because I kind of lost where I was in here. So if I can't see it, other people probably won't be able to see it from afar either. But yeah, that is Avada Kedavra. From here, I'm trying to decide. So I know what I'm going to. Yeah, good guy using the unforgivable spells. That is correct. They honestly, just as far as spells go, they work really well in the game. Going troll hunting, let me put it down in one shot. It also saves a lot on the health potions, which is kind of nice. Though my next character that I'm going to use is going to be one who does not like... I started a girl character based off my wife, and she does not use unforgivables. She's going to be the plants are going to be her thing. Yeah, it is. Yeah, so my next character is going to focus more on using plants, and because there's some weaponized plants in the game that are a lot of fun to play around with. And my wife's really into gardening, so I thought that would be a fun thing to do. Yeah, herbology. There you go. So yeah, my next character is focusing. It's a Ravenclaw herbology build, and then I'll be taking down trolls with Chinese chomping cabbages. I did that a couple times with this character, and it's as funny as it sounds. At least to me it was. All those tones that I've got going underneath that I can't blend in. I think it might be time to start working on the overlayer. So I always have the line art in the middle, and then I do have a layer underneath where I do colors that I don't want to cover up the line art, and then I have another layer over top where I do colors that I do want to start covering things up. So you can see, like right here, it's starting to just eat into that a little bit. And I can knock back some of these other lines that I don't want to be so intrusive, or like right here in the hair, I don't need quite all of that to be so much back and forth right there. It is not multiplayer, sadly. That's the one thing I wish it was. I guess small caveat to that. The PC version is already being hacked to have multiplayer added, so probably within the next few months the PC version will be multiplayer. But other than officially, no, there's no multiplayer in Hogwarts Legacy. I very much wish there was like official multiplayer though, because I think it'd be so much fun to run around with your friends in the wizarding world. Yeah, that was my initial reaction as well. It just, I don't know, it seems like one of those games that would fit multiplayer perfectly. I mean, everything about Harry Potter just feels focused around more than one person. Like even the books, it was always Harry, Ron, and Hermione. And so it felt like, I mean, that there are characters you can befriend in the game, but you don't necessarily establish like a group like Ron and Harry and Hermione. And so you feel you're very solo focused, but it kind of leaves you wishing you could have more meaningful interactions with some of the other students. At least I felt that way. I was constantly feeling like, well, who's going to be my Ron and who's going to be my Hermione? And then you don't technically ever get them, so But yeah, that's one thing I would have liked to see a little different, is the story would have been more focused around establishing a group of friends who work with your character towards the end goal. Yeah, and that's kind of what it was for me. It felt weird because exactly that, because the whole series is around people being grouped up together. So here I am, like, wandering around all by myself, and it feels a little lonely at times. Not in the whole how do I say this? It feels lonely because it feels like the story shouldn't be so solo focused. It feels like there's an element missing there by not having you with a group of friends. I mean, it was still fun. That aside, I did really enjoy it. Just that was one thing I wish had been a little different. I think these lines here aren't contributing to the final image. But I definitely know more. So I never read the books, and so I definitely know more about Harry Potter than I did, or about the universe, I should say, than I did before. As far as Harry Potter goes, I only really know what I've heard from others and what I've seen from the movies. But I definitely know more about the Hogwarts universe than I did before. Still, like, my universe is a little bit more grim and a little more dark, I gotta say. But it's a fun one. I enjoyed running around in it and playing in it. And I'm still working towards the whole House Cup at the end of the game. Almost there. You gotta reach level 34, and I'm 2/3 of the way through level 33. Okay, this is going to be a stronger shadow. Oops, I smeared that line too much. Okay, hand, come on. You can do it. There we go. Then right here. Well, I'm glad to know I'm not the only one who hasn't read the books. Though I will say I'm a lot more... I probably will read them now after playing the game. I got some books on my immediate backlog I'm trying to finish, and once I get through those, I'll probably start working my way through the Harry Potter ones. I'm currently reading Moby Dick, the Eisenhorn Omnibus for Warhammer 40k, and then the Night Lords trilogy for Warhammer 40k. I try not to juggle multiple books, but the main reason for it is I've got a physical copy of Moby Dick, and I don't always have a convenient place or time to read that. And I could get a digital copy of it easily enough, but I don't know. I got the book, and I kind of want to read the book rather than like get a digital copy and then just let the book continue to sit on the shelf. And it's nice to finger through a book sometimes when you're actually reading it. Generally, I can only focus on one at a time, but right now I am giving myself a little extra freedom. But really enjoying the Night Lords book so far, and really enjoying the Eisenhorn. Well, really enjoying all of them, I should say. I really like classic literature. I really like H.G. Wells, and one of my favorite books of all time is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I imagine the Horus Heresy series probably takes a little bit to get through. It's probably quite a bit. I haven't looked at. I saw that there was a few books for that one. I have a Space Marine I started on stream a little while ago that I haven't finished yet, and I'm hoping to get back to that here in the near future as well. At least finishing the image. Don't know if I'll actually get to finish that one on stream or not. $50 is a lot. Man, the 40k universe is just so dense. Huge grind, but I hope the books are at least an enjoyable read. It's kind of what's got me hesitant to start the Horus Heresy ones, is because there's so many books to it. Oh, there's probably multiple books about different legions. Got it. Well, I am glad they're enjoyable. Lights on the face are a little inconsistent at the moment, but I'm trying to figure out exactly what hue I want my brightest color to be. Audible's a good way to go. I've tried to listen to books while I work and stuff, and I just end up focusing on the book so much that I don't get any work done, and so I just switch back to reading instead of listening to stuff. Way too easily distracted. That feels a little better. Noses are always a challenge. It's the way it slopes down on the side and then trying to keep that consistent. I think I'll just try to keep the nose simple tonight, not go crazy. Trying to get the details on the nose right. Getting a little too carried away working on the nose. What about a gentle eraser? Go back under. Oops. What in the world? Oh, bucket. Bucket is not the eraser. Get the airbrush again. Brush. Try to keep that side of the face fairly dark, I think. Still doesn't feel quite right, but I don't want to spend forever working on the nose tonight, because I can, and I have spent way too much time working on the nose on an image before. stick with that for now. That'll work. I think it doesn't count the Siege of Terror books either, trying to get to the Mark of Cal's book. I'm just getting into those books, so I've got so many to catch up on. The nice thing is I'm not going to run out of things to read for a while. By those books, I mean Warhammer 40k in general. Horus Heresy is on my list of things to read eventually. But at the moment, I just kind of want to soak in some things where my immediate interests are. Which is your legion? Is it the Iron Knights, or was it a different one? Word bearers, got it. That's a traitor legion, isn't it? Which my favorite traitor legion would be, because I'm not super familiar with them yet. Okay, that is too dark. I need to go lighter. So dark. Is it that watercolor brush? Okay, something funky's going on. Just not pushing hard enough. These drawing programs all use different levels of pressure, which is sometimes easy to adapt to, but every now and then I'll grab a different brush. I haven't adjusted to using it yet, and I just can't quite the pressure sensitivity for it. I was talking to my sister about the Traitor Legions the other day. She was saying something about how so much of the Warhammer 40k stuff, they're just zealots following with blind faith, and I was like, well, that's not untrue. But one thing I really like about the Traitor Legions is they're a lot more, we know why we believe this and we know why we're going to follow this, and than a lot of the rest of people in the galaxy. Their choice feels a lot more intentional. Slightly bigger brush. I've really been enjoying what little I've read of the Night Lord's book so far. I was trying to choose one, and it was like one of the only Warhammer 40k books I could find on Kindle that had like a perfect 5-star review. They are crazy from what I can gather so far. I need to get more about, or find out more about the word bearers, especially after your last comment. I didn't know the banning of religion, that universe had something to do with them turning traitor, being marked as traitor. Time to zoom out, see how this is coming along. I think it's coming along pretty well. I'm not sure I'm going to have enough time to finish this tonight, though. But I'll keep going for a little longer. Back to the underneath layer. I really like the bright green blast. It needs something though. Hopefully adding a little extra white around the wand to help kind of draw eyes in there a bit more. That actually sounds kind of fun. It's like, knock it off. No, I won't. I know what I'm doing is right. But I'm definitely going to need to do some digging into the word bearers. Sometimes I think the Emperor's cool, and other times I'm just kind of like, he's just crazy. Sometimes the Emperor feels like the worst. Sometimes he feels genuinely like a bit more benevolent. But a lot of the time he just feels like, well, a tyrant. How are they as heretics? Are they like kind of your typical chaos, crazy murder guys, or are they a little bit more sane as far as the Chaos Space Marines go? I'll just have to look into them then. I'd imagine sometimes they're one way and sometimes they're the other way, depending on what scenario they're finding themselves in. As soon as I discovered the Primarch of the Night Lords was Cruz, I was like, yeah, they're probably just crazy. Okay, you know, I'm going to open up a tab with word bearers in it right now, because I'm going to look that up once the stream is over, because you've got me really interested in them. Oh, they're that. Typically when I think Chaos Space Marines, I think red. And so when I discovered like the Night Lords were not red, I was like, well, they're not the ones I'm obviously thinking of. It looks like the word bearers is typically the first ones that comes to mind for me. Because I always imagine the red Chaos Space Marines first. How do I make this look more gray without destroying it? Start hitting these light spots. Man, the warp is crazy with the way it messes with time. Okay, that is crazy. resorting to cannibalism and drinking fuel. I imagine that only ended up working because of their enhanced biology. Part of me wants to be like, clearly they're using souls as their fuel. Maybe after the fact. $40K is just so much fun. There's always another rabbit hole to just start climbing down and learn something else about. I started doing research into the Crimson Fists lately because I discovered that they've got a lot of like Spanish and Mexican influence in the chapter lore, and so, you know, being Hispanic, I thought that'd be a cool one to start looking into. It's kind of fun that they are another successor chapter from, is it the Imperial Fists with Rogel Dorn? But yeah, I need to do some more digging into the word bearers. You know, the more I'm learning about it, the more I'm learning that, like, feels like everything is insane in a good way for a lot of the things that came from the Imperial Fists. Dorn just apparently had some good stock. My Black Templar army is coming along, and I've got some Primaris figurines, and I'm planning to paint those up as some Silver Templars. So I've decided what I'm going to do is I've got my army, like my army's Black Templar, and I was going to do a Silver Templars army secondary, but I discovered Kill Team recently, and since I can do Kill Team with, kill teams, I'm going to focus on making some small groups for using with Kill Team. And then I'll just have my Black Templar army as my big army. That's not untrue. It feels like even if they stopped making lore, there wouldn't be enough time to catch up on all of it. I did a stream not too long ago where I was working on my own lore from my universe, and I'm hoping to do another one of those soon. I've been working on some stuff. In the meantime, decided the environment where my story takes place is always cold. And so everyone wears these bodysuits that are designed for extreme temperature, but they're essentially like super advanced thermal underwear with self-regulating heat and things like that. But I figured it's kind of like priming everything black within the story, so that everyone can have these cool undertones underneath their costumes and stuff. I've also just never done anything like that before, so I thought it might be a fun experiment to see how that would affect coming up with costumes. Not all those undersuits are black, but it was a thought that came to mind as I was priming this guy. Don't know if you can see him, but I was priming this guy, and I was like, I wonder if it would work to just give everyone the same base kind of bodysuit for their costume and then build up from that. Thanks, glad you think so. And so I've got some ideas for some different like groups. So then the name of the world I'm working on is called Zealot Kingdom. There's a main ruler, and he's got kind of everyone within the kingdom. Most everyone in the kingdom actually likes him, even though he's a bit of a tyrant. And the reason for that is he's very good at rewarding people and recognizing them and finding ways to help people feel good, even though he runs kind of a tyrant kingdom. He appeals to people's desire to feel fulfilled and finds ways to make them feel fulfilled. So even though he's a tyrant, they like him because he recognizes people and gives acknowledgement and things like that. It's almost like instead of him brainwashing people, he's getting them to brainwash themselves or something like that. But I've got some ideas, like in my mind I've got this one guy wearing armor. It's just like this heavy, almost half futuristic armor, but over that he's got like these thick furs and everything, with like a large red cape or something hanging underneath it. Just kind of standing big and husky and almost half hunched over. And so I'm excited to get in there and start working on some more of that stuff. Creates intensive. Or intensifies, or so I like to, I'm not a salesman or anything like that, but I like to read sales psychology because I find it interesting. And so one of the things like a very successful salesman said is, you don't want to sell people. You want to get them to sell themselves on something. And so I had that thought, well, what about like a ruler who applies that psychology? He's not selling them on why he should be in charge. He just presents people with some reasons and they sell themselves on why the guy should be in charge. So that's kind of the thinking there. Zoom in for the eyes just because they're really hard to get in there. And working left-handed has not made it any easier. Yeah, exactly. He gets them to come up with why reasons he would be a great ruler. And at the point that I'm going to start introducing the lore to people, this guy's already been ruling for like 600 years. And so he's pretty well got the system figured out by that point. This guy's eyes are not actually green, but I think it'll work well with the... Those will probably look funny the way that they're so flat colored at the moment, but that's alright. We will work with it for now. Definitely makes them pop like that. I'll work on getting the colors on those later, but it was bothering me that they were so dark. Alright, I think I am almost done working on this for tonight. I've been hoping to finish it up tonight, but that is probably not happening. I'm just not as fast as I used to be now that I work left-handed. That said, I'm a lot faster than I was using my left hand last year, so, progress. I'm definitely not going to try to be ungrateful for the progress that I've made. Thank you. Yeah, and so I'm thinking maybe he did try forcing his way at first and people were resisting, and then maybe he was like, well, I should shift how I'm doing this, and that kind of leads to the whole way he does things. Now, I thought it even might be fun for him to come across a book or something that's like sales mentality, how to win people over without brainwashing them or something like that. I thought it'd be hilarious for him to essentially learn to rule from reading a book. Okay, I need darker colors. Come on, you. Alright, how about just an eraser? Let's go a little smaller. Some of those shadows are just starting to get lost with that brush. My story's been in the works for, I want to say 2.5 months now. Well, partly. I'm recycling a world that I started coming up with many years ago, but I could never get it to a point where I liked it. And so after I got familiar with, started getting familiar with Warhammer 40k, I started getting some new ideas. And so I'm recycling this old world that I came up with, where a lot of the core of the world and the basic concept is stuff I'm carrying over, but how I'm implementing the guy who rules and stuff, that's all coming from some ideas I pulled from 40k. But yeah, I was probably, I want to say 19 or 20 when I really started putting this world together. And the character who is the main character, I've recycled him 3 or 4 times in order to get him to the point where he is now, well, the main bad character anyways. Alright, I'm going to go about another 5 more minutes and then I will probably call it. I think I need to zoom in just a little bit more. I don't like zooming in, if anyone can't tell. I like painting zoomed out. It's definitely getting there. I've played Magic the Gathering, but I've never gotten into the lore of it. So, fun game. How would you say the depth of that lore compares to, like the depth of the Warhammer lore? Kind of like the glowing eyes. It's like he's all juiced up on the energy of the spell or something. I figured it was probably fairly deep, so that's good to know. I might start digging into that one once I get a little further into the Warhammer stuff. Phyrexian would be my guess on how to pronounce that word. Hopefully it's not too off. Phyrexian. I will start there. I will start digging into it at some point, so I will start there. Thank you for a recommended starting point. All right, well, thank you to everyone who kept me company. It was fun to have people to talk to about Warhammer and Hogwarts Legacy, and I had a lot of fun working on this. This is where I got to tonight. If I can, I'll do another stream to try and finish this one up, but I'm also hoping to move on to the Ironsworn Starforged play and draw next time, and so I will plan to do that, and if I have any extra time next week, I will start working on trying to get a stream going to finish this up. And if I can't find some time, I'll just finish this up offline and then share the final result. But I really like how it's coming along, and the game is a lot of fun. If you like Harry Potter, the universe, I definitely recommend trying it out. But thank you for hanging out, and everyone have a good night, and I will see everyone later.